Let's talk pardons, shall we? No, relax. Not that pardon. Not President Joe Biden's pardon of his son Hunter. I'm all talked out about that one. Either you think it is a scandal or you don't think it's a scandal, and no one's ever going to change your mind. And by the way, I don't even think it's should have ever been a discussion. I want to talk about the next pardons for Joe Biden, the ones that he should pursue, the ones that could actually do something that the election didn't do, pardons that will help to save our democracy. Let me explain that. Trump's pick for the FBI director, Kash Patel, we've talked about it. He has made it perfectly clear that he wants to weaponize the criminal justice system, and he wants to sick the criminal justice system upon Donald Trump's enemies. Okay, Don, that's hyperbole. You don't believe me, right? Okay, so this is Kash Patel in his own words. Listen closely.
Highly confident that when you go back and is a senior member of this administration, President Trump's administration, starting in the afternoon of the 20th of January of 2025, do you feel confident that you will be able to deliver the goods, that we can have serious prosecutions and accountability? And I want the Morning Joe producers that watch us and all the producers that watch us, this is just not rhetoric. We're absolutely dead serious. We're not. You cannot have a constitutional republic and allow what these deep staters have done to the country. The deep state, the administrative state, the fourth branch of government never mentioned in the Constitution, is going to be taken apart brick by brick. And the people that did these evil deeds will be held accountable and prosecuted, criminal prosecutions. Kash, I know you're probably going to be head of the CIA. But do you believe that you can deliver the goods on this in a pretty short order of the first couple of months so we can get rolling on prosecutions?
Yes, we got the bench for it, Bannon, and you know those guys. I'm not going to go out there and say their names right now so the radical left-wing media can terrorize them. But, excuse me, the one thing we learned in the Trump administration the first go-around is we got to put in all America patriots top to bottom. And we got them for law enforcement. We got them for intel collection. We got them for offensive operations. We got them for DOD, CIA, everywhere. And the one thing we will do that they never will do is we will follow the facts and the law and go to courts of law and correct these justices and lawyers who have been prosecuting these cases based on politics and actually issuing them as lawfare. We will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you. Whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we're putting you all on notice. And Steve, this is why they hate us. This is why we're tyrannical. This is why we're dictators.
So just who is Kash Patel looking to go after? We actually have a pretty good idea of the folks he wants to go after because he wrote it in a book in 2022. It's called Government Gangsters. Patel names them all, 60 of them. He has 60. Interestingly enough, not all of them are members of the media or Democrats, as you might expect. Almost 20% of the people on his list consists of people that Trump himself either appointed or nominated during his first term. Take, for example, the former Trump Attorney General, Bill Barr. Remember, Bill Barr helped Donald Trump a lot. Bill Barr's only offense appeared to be threatening to resign if Trump installed Patel as his deputy. In addition to his once almost boss, Patel includes two actual former bosses, the National Security Council Chairman, John Bolton, and Mark Esper. There are a few picks that are less petty than outright bizarre. Alyssa Farah Griffin, right? A former Mike Pence staffer who's now a co-host of The View, apparently in his sights. Why? Unclear. Maybe she's on The View. He doesn't like The View, whatever. Of course, Patel also names folks you would expect, like Kamala Harris, President Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton. They're all included on there. Barack Obama, not for some reason, but I imagine that's perhaps just an oversight unless there's something we don't know. So the question is this. Should Joe Biden issue preemptive blanket pardons to protect all these people from Kash Patel and a corrupted FBI? Should he do it? Could it backfire in some way? What do you think? Should he even care? Here's what the Pod Save America hosts believe.
Let me start with the one con, which I give zero fucks about, which is the idea that somehow doing this breaks a norm or makes it easier for Trump to do what he wants to do when he leaves office. Trump's going to do what Trump wants to do no matter what, whether Biden does preemptive pardons or not. Trump will, if he wants to do the same thing, he'll do the same thing for his people. We should stop reverse engineering our ideas around, or our actions around things Trump may or may not do. Yeah. That is stupid. The pros here are pretty clear. Donald Trump campaigned on prosecuting his political opponents. He picked someone to head the FBI who published a literal enemies list of people to prosecute. Like, it's not, there's no subtlety happening here. And
what an appendix, you know?
Yeah.
And this, in the back of the book.
He was hoping people wouldn't find it, but we did. And so the idea of preemptive pardons is a rational response to what Trump is promising to do with his words and his actions. And if you run around saying and believing, as Joe Biden has done and said, and I think we have said and believe, that Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy, this sort of action, a preemptive pardon, is a rational response to that threat. The con here is also pretty serious, which is people don't trust government. They think everyone's corrupt. And these people did nothing wrong. These are invented crimes. Like, they're not even, like, Trump can't even define the crimes they committed. And if you offer them pardons, it's going to give people a reason to believe that the crimes were really committed, that the Biden administration really was corrupt, that these people really did do something wrong. Because why would you do that? It's hard to explain to the median voter that we need these pardons because of someone named Patel. Like, that doesn't make sense. And you're just going to assume, your natural inclination is people are corrupt. So that's the downside to it, I think.
It's that last point that was raised by Dan Pfeiffer that is really the one that is most interesting to me. I think that he's right about that. If Biden acts to protect these people who, to be clear, did nothing wrong, a lot of low information voters out there will believe he only did it because they did do something wrong. Maybe they believe that anyway. They've never heard of Patel. They don't understand that Trump has an enemies list. Just trying to explain it all to them might confuse them. But should he even care about that? So it could sow distrust in the system. It could make people believe Democrats are corrupt and that Democrats are criminal. But again, I keep saying, does it matter? Okay, so let's say Biden doesn't pardon folks like Liz Cheney and Adam Schiff and Bill Barr. Well, then they could end up in jail as political prisoners. And okay, even if they don't actually go to jail, it's still, really, really bad. Political prosecutions, or just the threat of political prosecutions, endangers the entire system of our government, our entire democracy. Just listen to my friend. This is David Pakman. Here he is.
They aren't pretending that this is about justice. They want to punish Trump's enemies. They want to intimidate future dissenters. And that's their clearly stated goal. Even without getting anybody convicted, just being targeted by a Trump DOJ could really devastate people financially. Legal fees for high-profile investigations can be hundreds of thousands of dollars, even if you did nothing wrong. And so the preemptive pardon from Biden is sending the message, don't even bother. Just don't even get involved in this. Now, I think it is important to mention these blanket preemptive presidential pardons would only apply to federal charges. State charges are not covered. At the same time, no one seems to think that Adam Schiff, Fauci, or Liz Cheney have done anything wrong at all, never mind anything that would lead to any kind of state charges. So in this particular case, you all know I am extremely careful and judicious in how I want to see presidential pardons used. This is not just about protecting individuals in this particular case. How much am I worried about Adam Schiff specifically? I don't know, not that much. I think he's going to be okay. But it is important to send a message that you can't just go and do a campaign on political retaliation and revenge and retribution, come into power, and then expect to get away with all of it. The idea of the preemptive pardon from Biden is saying, you're not going to now do the revenge tour. Trump has made it clear that he's coming after his enemies. Joe Biden is trying to do what he sees as the right thing on his way out. And the thing here that is very clear, there is no personal benefit to 80-something-year-old Biden to preemptively pardoning Adam Schiff. If anything, Biden is just exposing himself to criticism.
So what do you all think? Does it matter what the MAGA folks think if he preemptively pardons people that they may think that they're corrupt criminals anyway? Does it even matter? To pardon or not to pardon? That is the question. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you hit the like button. It helps us with the algorithm. And also, we'd love for you to become a subscriber. So hit that button too. We're live every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time and 5 p.m. Eastern, so there's plenty of content for you to check out.